Southern California.
And that's where we're going to go right now as we bring in our Chargers reporter, Lindsay Theory, who is actually at Chargers camp and has breaking news for us. Lindsay, what more can you tell us?
Shay, a stunning turn of events here in Southern California. Late last night, the Chargers were informed that receiver Mike Williams was contemplating retirement. It is now confirmed. He has told the Chargers, his representation has informed the Chargers that he will be retiring this season. Williams was expected to make his return to Southern California after a couple of seasons away in New York and with Pittsburgh. He was expected this season to provide a real safety net for Justin Herbert, those two with an established connection. But instead, Mike Williams has decided to retire.
Right. The latest I had heard was that maybe he was going to start on the PUP list or be on the PUP list for a little bit. And then obviously this stunning news today.
Cal, and as I mentioned, we've been on the road here on SportsCenter, and now we're going camping. To Chargers training camp we go. Practice is underway today at the Bolt. The Chargers ranked #1 in team defense last season. However, lost their 5-time Pro Bowl pass rusher, Joey Bosa, in free agency. QB Justin Herbert will also have plenty of eyes on him as the Chargers look to not only make the playoffs, but also get a win for the first time since the 2018 season.
Let's talk a little bit more Chargers with our NFL front office insider. That would be Mike Tannenbaum here in studio, which is such a treat. Mike T, busy offseason obviously for the Chargers and for a lot of teams. Do you think the moves that they made, though, will help propel the Chargers this upcoming season?
Yes, Shay. I think they had a really productive offseason. Let's look at what they brought in. Mike Williams, who formerly was there, a big physical outside receiver. Trey Harris, they drafted him in the 2nd round. Those are big, physical, productive outside receivers that they certainly didn't have last year. Then they also added Mekhi Becton, a really good offensive lineman who struggled early, played well for Philadelphia. And to me, the big acquisition is right here, Omarion Hampton, the productive running back from North Carolina, who also had 73 catches. He'll be effective not only running, but in the passing game.
Okay, so that's some good news because some of these rookies, or some of these new additions, I should say, have had some issues. You've got some issues with Mike Williams. He'll start on the PUP list. Trey Harris is a holdout right now. Najee Harris has an injury. So hopefully everyone comes along. But now as we look forward, right, we want to see how this offense is all going to come together behind one Justin Herbert. You got year 2 for Jim Harbaugh. What do you see happening?
Nobody loved Justin Herbert more than me coming out. This is a massive...
That is fact.
This is a massive year for him. He's going to play really well for the aforementioned additions. And when you think about not only Jim Harbaugh, but Greg Roman, their offensive coordinator, what do they want to do? They want to run the ball and then play action. We saw Ladd McConkey. We saw plays that Justin Herbert made with his feet. This offense should have all the answers. I expect them to be really good this year on that side of the ball.
Okay, maybe this is the year that the Chargers get their first playoff win. We will see, or at least Justin Herbert for that matter. But it's a very crowded division, the AFC West is, right? A very good division. So let's go through and let's get your predictions for the rest of said division. We'll start with the Raiders, whose rookies report today as well. What do you think about the Raiders?
I think they're going to be really improved, and it's going to be around rookie running back Ashton Jeanty. They handed him the ball in Green Bay when they first drafted him. And when you think about what they want to do from not only Pete Carroll, but offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, they want to run the ball. This is going to be Seattle's version.
Well, if you move on to the Broncos, got a hot take?
I do. Their defense is going to be even better, and they led the league in sacks. They were top 3 overall. They added Dre Greenlaw, Taloa Hufanga from San Francisco, 2 veterans that are really good players, and then Jayden Barron, first-round pick out of Texas. So they took a strength, Shay, and actually made it better. And again, in the West, when you're competing against Justin Herbert and obviously Patrick Mahomes, I love what they did. Fortify his strength. This defense is going to be dominant this year.
Right, and obviously that is one of Peyton's strengths. And then you've got Bo Nix in year 2. All that is good things. And now the Kansas City Chiefs.
Josh Simmons, left tackle here, Ohio State. Shay, if he was healthy, he was a top 10 pick. I love this draft choice. Take a weakness and make it a strength. Last year, this team won 15 games, but really struggled in pass protection. Re-signed Trey Smith, who we're looking at here. Hopefully they have a healthy Rashee Rice. Obviously, Travis Kelce is back. But it all starts up front with Josh Simmons and Trey Smith. Protect the franchise in Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, so usually this is the point in the conversation where we say, so can the Chiefs do it again? Chiefs, though, got dismantled a little bit in the Super Bowl. And so who would you pick to win this division?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
That is the point in the conversation.
Shay, here's why. They won 15 games a year ago and went to the Super Bowl, and they are better. They are a lot better. This was a team that was 26th in yards per pass attempt, 30th in air yards per completion. If they could protect this guy right here, Patrick Mahomes, with a healthy Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, last year's first-round pick, and a healthy Hollywood Brown, they're going to be a lot more explosive. So it's kind of scary. In an off rebuild year, they got to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to be even better this year.
Oh, that is a scary thought, especially considering the Kansas City Chiefs have won that division 9 consecutive years in a row. Scary thought. Mike T, we'll see you a little later.
At the mic as the Chargers become the first team to begin training camp today. Here he is on the benefits of beginning his second season.
There's I hate to use the word comfortable because I don't associate it with football, but I associate it in the terms of confidence. Everything you're doing for a second time. Everybody that was here last year, I mean, they know the system, they know the plan better than they did a year ago, I know I got K-Mac, I got Derwin, Justin, the other elite 10. There's a confidence there.
Coming up, more from Chargers Camp. We're live with Lindsey Theory as the Bolts power up their first practices at training camp today.
It is sophomore season in Chicago for the Bears starting quarterback. Caleb Williams enters year 2 in the Windy City with a new head coach and a much improved offensive line. Williams was sacked a league-high 68 times last season, but did show true glimpses of really good quarterback play. Bears fans are hoping for more of a sophomore surge as opposed to, of course, a sophomore slump in year 2, especially considering this offseason has brought an upgrade in both playmakers and pass protectors. Maybe someone like me is looking at it with rose-colored glasses, though. I don't know. Bears reporter Courtney Cronin, NFL front office insider Mike T is here to give us some juicy news. Courtney, I'll go to you first here, our resident Bears reporter. So happy to have her in the building, by the way. What can you report on what Chicago has done this offseason to help Caleb Williams?
So we know that the Ben Johnson offense features a whole ton of play action. Detroit had the highest play action usage in the NFL last season. Chicago was 30th. So what does that require? Caleb Williams going under center more. He had 7 snaps under center in college between USC and Oklahoma, usually just short yardage situations, only 84 in Shane Waldron's offense last year. So as Caleb calls it, it's the Ben Johnson effect. He has been a right foot up in the gun sort of quarterback his entire career. Now he's starting with his left foot forward. So little changes like that. Working on the center quarterback exchange with new center Drew Dahlman has been a huge part of the offseason, and they've been throwing a whole lot at him. A lot of long, lengthy, worded play calls, multiple calls at the line of scrimmage to give him some autonomy about what happens when the ball is snapped, and going tempo a lot. That is what we have seen in some of the early practices.
And so Courtney's laid it out right there. So Mike T, what are your expectations for Caleb Williams in year 2?
Improvement, but bumpiness, and a lot for what Courtney laid out, which is, look, last year Ben Johnson's Detroit offense led the league with snaps under center. I worked with Ben in Miami. He is a rule-based fundamental coach, and something that I know Courtney's already witnessed. And he had 68 sacks. So 2 things. One, he has to get used to playing with his back to the line of scrimmage, something quarterbacks tell you takes time. And he has natural proclivities of running backwards. He has to stop that. He ran into a lot of sacks last year. If he can get used to play action, cut down on sacks, they will be improved. So you can be relieved, Shannon.
I'm like, come on. He hasn't had like a shirt-up offensive line yet since he's been in the NFL. Now it's a short.
68 sacks?
Right. And if he's walking into some of them and you have an improved offensive line, like you have to see improvement somewhere. Okay, I need to be quiet now because we need to play a little game. It's called Hot Tea with Mike T. Courtney's going to play along too. So Mike T, you hear the noise there, is going to give us some tea in the month of July. And then you're going to tell us if it's hot tea or iced tea. And we're going to stay in the,
We actually have tea.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
We get to up our game.
Right?
Surprises. I was not expecting
And it's not even fake. Normally we pretend.
Be careful, guys.
Is it hot? And it's warm.
And it's warm.
Love to see it.
You think those are hot? Wait till we get to Mike.
Oh, can you see? Now look at that. There we go.
The Packers are staying in the NFC North. What's your team?
All right, Courtney. Jordan Love is going to be the best quarterback in the NFC. Let me tell you why. Matthew Golden, who I thought was the best receiver in the draft, was drafted by the Packers. And you look at what he's done well. Jordan Love doesn't get sacked. He can get the ball down the field. If he could just cut back on some of these off-throw, errant throws and cut down those interceptions, he'll be the best quarterback this year in the NFC North.
I say it's piping hot.
Okay.
And for a number of reasons, the regression, I know that Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur do not want to use that word, whatever it was last year. A lot of it was injury-based, so you expect that will not necessarily follow through to the 2025 season. Additionally, same offense, same play caller, upgraded pass catchers. You're probably not seeing receivers drop the ball 25 times next season. And then you have an all-pro running back in your backfield and an offensive line that has improved as well on the interior. Jordan Love has all of the tools to be the best quarterback in the NFC. And he's got to be. He's just got paid, right? Like, it's time for him to, take that tea, drink it, and do something with it.
So the piping hot means she agrees.
Yes, the piping hot means that she agrees. So let's stay in the NFC North. And what's the piping hot tea on the Detroit Lions, Mike T?
Amina, keep drinking.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions go to the Super Bowl. When we look at projections and where teams are going to go, I think one of the underrated aspects is who are they getting back from injury? Aiden Hutchinson, if he's healthy, is as good of a pass rusher outside Myles Garrett in the NFL. I know they lost Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, but they got an incredible nucleus coming back. I believe in Dan Campbell, and they were right there a year ago. If they could close out games with a good pass rush, why not the Lions in the Super Bowl?
Can I get some ice for this? It's a little hot for me.
Wait.
So I'm going iced tea on the Lions being the Super Bowl favorite to come out of the NFC because I have 3 teams ahead of them. The Eagles as defending champions, certainly the Washington Commanders, and all the moves that they've made this offseason to capitalize on Jayden Daniels' success and what he did last year. But take a look at the Los Angeles Rams. This might be the best roster that Sean McVay has had in Los Angeles.
Wow, that's a little under the radar there. I have to disagree with you too, Ice-T. That's such a bold statement. The Lions are going to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, you act like they weren't that far. They weren't that far. They lost in the divisional round.
I know they did, but I still feel like it's a bold statement. It hasn't happened in a decade.
But I mean, I feel like they're close.
Yeah, my NFC North bias. Is that a word? Bias. Anyways, Steelers and Jets, they swapped quarterbacks this offseason. What's the T, Mike T?
I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers with more wins with Justin Fields this year. So short term, I like this for Pittsburgh and obviously the continuity with a Hall of Famer in Mike Tomlin. I do like Justin Fields with Aaron Glenn long term, but I do think the way the Steelers are built, kind of win now mode, $30 million for DK Metcalf, and I think Caleb Johnson, 3rd round running back out of Iowa, fits really well with what Arthur Smith will want to do. So Aaron Rodgers, Father Time goes backwards. They have a productive season in Pittsburgh.
I'll say it's hot tea, but mostly like lukewarm tea because he'll win more games than Justin Fields. I just don't think it's going to be by that many. I have the Steelers at 9-8 this season. I have the Jets still in the early part of their rebuild. Yes, they've gone and signed 2 of their weapons that they want to have on defense and offense long term in Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. But Rodgers is still a productive quarterback. He threw for nearly 3,900 yards last year, 28 touchdowns. I think you see that version of him in Arthur Smith's offense.
Look, I feel like Courtney's kind of riding the line a little bit, calling it lukewarm.
It's like,
you don't want to get
outside. You get the restaurant that's been sitting out for a little bit. You need to put ice in it.
It's okay. We'll let it slide. We'll let it slide this time.
Lukewarm.
Just a little bit. All right, lastly, Mike T, give us your hot tea surrounding the AFC West.
Amina, this one's for you. For the 10th consecutive time in the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the division.
Let's
and
go.
Here's why. They're better. They won 15 games a year ago, guys, and went to the Super Bowl. The 2025 Chiefs would beat the 2024 Chiefs handily. This offensive line, Shay, we talked about this earlier. Josh Simmons, drafted in the 1st round, re-signed Trey Smith. If Rashee Rice is healthy with him, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, explosive Chiefs offense, they are better than a 15-win team a year ago.
Iced tea. I think that there is a contender out in Denver in their division that will be winning the AFC West this year. We know how good Bo Nix was. Maybe taking the NFL by surprise a little bit. Certainly not Sean Payton. This team got to the playoffs with a rookie quarterback last year. To me, it starts up front. This is an offensive line. All 5 starters last year logged 800+ snaps. You have an upgraded backfield with J.K. Dobbins coming in. The success that Bo Nix had with his mobility, Sean Payton tapping into that, tapping into how good he was on 3rd down, I think that there is a new champion in the AFC West this year.
That's the real team. Mike T over here like, oh, the Chiefs are going to win for the 10th straight year.
Amina,
Real kind of team.
It's okay.
She might as well deliver that.
Hey, it's fine with me, Mike T.
Yeah, you sugars. I'm like, get out of here with that.
Here we go.